Hey everybody, Sharon here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in 2020, my country, finally wrapping things up and going for the Clear Skies achievement. This is to clear 20,000 clouds. Now, whenever playing the game, you're going to get these clouds that drift on by, and you can clear them by clicking on them. Every time you click on one, that's going to be one towards the achievement. The clouds are always going to fly in from the southwest, flying northeastward. So if you are working on this as your last achievement, what you want to do basically is you want to make sure you go to the southwestmost coast and then just make sure you click on all of the clouds as they fly in. Of course, you can work on this in the background while you're trying to actually play the game, since clouds are pretty much going to appear constantly. Just make sure you click them as they appear, and then eventually you should be good for the achievement if you go about this method. It's going to be super grindy, as 20,000 is going to be an insane amount, so just make sure you are patient with this one and keep clicking away. This achievement is going to be a little easier if you're playing on touchscreen, because you can touch the screen way faster than moving a mouse around, so you have that to look forward to if you can take advantage of that. Of course, if you are playing on desktop, you can take advantage of an auto clicker if you have the coding chops to get one of those going, so just make sure you set that up. Regardless on what method you want to use, I'm going to recommend that you crank your screen resolution down to as far as it can go. The reason for that is the lower the screen resolution, the more valuable your clicks or taps are going to be, because each respective click or tap is going to cover more space, which is going to allow you to click clouds way easier. Personally, I'm going to recommend something as low as 1366 by 768, and then once you have it set to that, we're going to boot the game back up. So just make sure you save all those changes and then make sure you get your game going. So make sure you boot the game up, fire up your auto clicker if you have that handy and are using that method, and then once you get into the game, we're going to get back to clicking on clouds. Now, to make things even easier and to avoid accidentally clicking on any of our buildings, we can actually join a friends world. So make sure you go to the friends tab. If you don't have any friends, you can just add someone random. All you really need to do is to be able to go to someone else's world. And whenever visiting someone else's world, you should be allowed to click on clouds without interrupting any of their buildings. If you do join someone else's world, you are going to have to turn the graphics on to high in order to get the clouds to appear. So make sure you click on the settings. The graphics setting is going to be the person icon, so click on that until it says high, and then once you have that on, the clouds should start appearing. Then we're going to zoom in all the way to 130%, and then we're going to start clicking around like a madman. Don't worry about interacting with any of the buildings, as we are doing this in a friends world, so we shouldn't interrupt anything. Then all you have to do is just make sure you start clicking around the screen like a madman, or if you're doing this on touch controls, just make sure you keep tapping every single possible point, or if you are using an auto clicker, make sure you turn that macro on and let the game click itself. Nonetheless, whatever method you decide to do, this achievement should take anywhere from an hour to a few hours, so just make sure you be super patient with it and just let it run the best you can. It is going to be a cumulative achievement, so if you have to walk away for whatever reason, you can always come back to it and then start clicking more and work on this achievement little by little. Nonetheless, once you finally get 20,000 clouds cleared by any method, you should be good for the achievement. So be a little patient with this one, but once you finally have it done, you should be good for one of the grindier achievements in the game. This one is going to be for 20 gamer score, and that's all there is to it.